Hi guys, today I want to tell you about how I managed to follow the Ministry of Education plan without opening study books on my lessons. As you know, or maybe you can guess that I have a lot of students from different grades, from different schools, and every grade, every school has different study books, and I basically cannot afford one book, each book for one student. So what I do is that I make a photo. For instance, we have a study book like this, and the first two pages where there is content, I take a photo of these two pages, and here I can see what vocabulary, what topic they have to cover, and what grammar I have to teach to them. So I know that this month, for example, my students will have to learn about present simple and present continuous. And also, at the end of each unit, there is a page with a vocabulary list. And I take a picture of that as well, so that I know what words and phrases and expressions do they have to learn during this month. So in general, I have pictures, photos of their books and the first few pages and the last page of the unit with vocabulary. Then, this is how I structure my lessons. First half an hour I dedicate to grammar. Now, for instance, if we have to cover present simple and present continuous, first I quickly explain about this rule. Then we make short notes. I try to do it in a interesting way. For instance, we did something like this. Here we have past simple and present perfect. So this is how my rules look like, grammar rules. Then after I explain the rule, I have some kind of a game. Sometimes I don't explain the rule, and I give them to do something like a lab book or something to stick in their notebooks, to make some notes like this, so that it would visually look nice and clear. And we figure out this rule together while doing this. And then after that, I try to do some game that imply those rules. Like, for example, kaboom. Or if I don't have a game, it happens as well. I just have a page, printed worksheet, where here we have different, but I mean, I usually have something to do to practice one more time to review this rule. Then half an hour of grammar. After that, I know that we have to learn some vocabulary. Of course, we can't cover the whole page of that vocabulary list. So basically, we choose 12-15 words a lesson. And then I use my favorite sticky notes where we write pairs, English and translation. And then I use some board game to learn these words. Then you might ask, and what about reading and listening? How do we practice that? Okay, reading, they practice reading when reading the task, reading the sentences, reading the words. And this is how I listen to them. How do they read? And I help them to learn. I explain if they make mistakes. And then listening, basically listening, they listen to me because I speak mostly in English to them. And also at the beginning of every lesson we have like a warm-up with questions. I prepare questions in different forms. Sometimes I laminate sticks, sometimes I write them on the bricks from Jenga, and sometimes I put questions in the Kinder Surprise eggs. Anyway, something like that. And then we take questions, we answer these questions, and we speak this way. So sort of a small talk we have at the beginning of the lesson. And plus, in addition to all, remember that I have school children and they also have English lessons in their schools. So basically they emerge in English almost every day. I have lessons with them plus they have lessons at school, so it's almost 4 or 5 days a week. Every day they have a little bit of English, plus they do homework from school. I usually don't give homework. So this is very important, about language. If you dive into language every day regularly, it helps you learn faster. It is the most effective method. And then also my lessons, they are in the form of a game, and children are pretty excited about my lessons. And it's a lot easier to learn when you enjoy the process of learning, don't you think? So it also helps to remember better. When you learn something, having positive emotions about that, you remember it better, and it stays with you longer. Maybe you had that in your life and you know such a thing, that this works this way. And so this is basically all about structuring my lessons. More tips, more details, more ideas I will share in my other videos, plus I have already recorded few before that. You can watch them, and you can watch my short videos about exactly games, certain games that I use, and how I use sticky notes. In some other videos I mentioned, and I actually even showed sticky notes that I use and how exactly I use them. I call it method of pair. And anyway, it's very convenient and cheap, and for a few years already I've been using that, and it proves to be very sufficient for my lessons. So this is all for now. See you in my next videos. Please like this one if you liked it, subscribe if you are not subscribed to my channel, and see you in my next videos. Bye.